All right, welcome to Rated NA, a very special San Diego Comic-Con 2015 edition, and this one we're interviewing Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, this is crazy, right?
Yes.
How does that happen?
Don't know.
yeah, it's kind of strange. So Bryan Cranston was actually at San Diego Comic-Con promoting a new animated series. I guess it's stop motion animated series called Supermansion, and I got to participate in a series of roundtable interviews with Mr. Bryan Cranston and also Jillian Bell, who's totally hilarious, and also the creators and voice cast of Supermansion. But as a huge fan of Breaking Bad, this was ridiculous. This is like one of those interviews where I was kind of actually a little bit frozen. I was like, oh man, like this is kind of ridiculous. But it was great. You know, he was a lot of fun, and it was neat to talk to him about his character Titanium Rex. So you know, we had a blast. But for our new listeners, for people that haven't heard our show before, you can find us on Twitter, and that's @NerdAppropriate on Twitter. Go to our Facebook page, and that's /NerdAppropriate on Facebook. We're going to have a subscription link here in the description, so make sure you click on that and subscribe. We've been doing our show for almost 5 years, and we run around to conventions, and we talk to fun people about creative and fun stuff, and then we do a weekly show just about all the stuff that we love and have all sorts of guests on. So it's a blast.
Yeah, and if you subscribe, you can go back and listen to Milana Weintraub from Other Space, the Expanse authors, Daniel Abraham and Ty Frank, as well as Ann Foley, who's the costume designer for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So be sure to subscribe and check all of that out. And without further ado,
here it is, our chat with Mr. Bryan Cranston.
Can you guys tell us a bit about your characters? Because we're learning about various characters like Cooch.
Wow, a little crude of you to just go right for that. But, you know, okay.
I'm a classy guy. But yeah, can you tell us a little bit about the characters you're playing?
Titanium Rex, and as it was described to me before, that he could fly, and he has supersonic hearing, which is really cool, and he's kind of the leader of the group, which I thought, that's cool. And then I said, well, we have a model we want to show you. And I look at this guy and went, that old guy? That's how you see me, this guy here. And I go, yeah, that's probably right.
You got really beefy thighs, though. I think that's a good thing.
Thank you. What about the character?
Well, the character.
Let's talk about the character, okay?
Sure. No, for sure. I'm sorry. I just want to talk about beefy thighs.
All right. Yeah, I mean, well, I think it's all in the suit. What I think is funny is that when he takes this entire suit off, everything goes south. So he's got this girdle and everything just hangs out.
And I play Lex, who is Titanium Rex's daughter, who comes to meet him, get to know him a little bit better, and she also wants to be in the League of Freedom. Which who knows if she does?
Who knows if she really wants to, or she just wants to belong?
She wants to belong.
She's a lost soul.
Yeah, sure.
She wants to have...
That's all I play is lost souls.
Lost souls.
Sort of.
Yeah.
With a sparkle in their eyes.
Bryan, you were rumored for the part in Batman Superman to play Lex Luthor. Obviously never came to fruition, but is doing superhero, doing a movie, doing this kind of character, was that something that you always thought about doing or appealed to you?
You know, for me, it's about the story first. If the story is really interesting, it's about the execution of it, how the script supports that story. And then it gets to the characters, because it doesn't matter if you have a great character. If you don't have a good story or a good script to support it, it's a waste. It's a waste of time. And then you put all that time and energy in, and you're just so disappointed that it all fell apart. The Lex Luthor thing was not something that I sought. It was a social media push. Warner Brothers and we never talked about it. And quite frankly, I thought it was just kind of obvious. There's like, who's bald and who could be menacing, you know? And I thought, it wouldn't have been a great role for me to do. I wouldn't have done it. But
It's pretty cool that people were pushing for you to be it, though.
Yeah, it's never
but
a
then
bad thing.
It's also bad that other people were like, no. Sorry, I'm just being real. It's me.
Other people were doing that?
The people who did it were like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
But you know what? Screw those.
I like to think that they said, no, it's too on the nose.
Too on the nose.
Super.
Yeah. That's sexy. No, but yeah, I mean, the directors. Oh, I know JJ, and I talked to him about possibly doing a role on this Star Wars that just came out, and I didn't get one. No, okay, it's all right.
You're still doing good, man.
It's okay. I'm happy. Ask her a question.
Oh, what?
I was asking some of the others, if you could have a superpower, what would it be? And not flying.
Not flying. Okay, no, I feel
Don't
like
use
that's
that
fair.
one again.
I feel like
Your
that's
old
fair.
standby.
I feel like I should be able to go like this and look like Angelina Jolie. I think that's a cool superhero power. Specifically her. I want to walk around and see what that is like.
That would be a really interesting social experiment.
Don't you think?
Yeah, but I think you tire of it. Because believe me, I'm incredibly beautiful.
Yeah.
And it does.
Tell me.
It does.
It does? Oh my god, thank you. I take it back. I'd like to fly.
Thank you guys. Sorry, I have to wrap then.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you all. Thank you.
so much, guys.
Yeah.
So where do we start today?
So, can you tell us your names and what you're doing on the project?
I am Matthew Seinrich. I'm one of the co-creators of the project. I also do Robot Chicken, and I try not to do any voices.
I'm Zeb Wells. I'm a co-creator, showrunner, and director on
And voices.
And voices. That's right. And various voices.
What was the inspiration behind creating this?
We had a lot of fun with Robot Chicken. You know, having fun with big universes like the DC Comics specials that we did or the Star Wars specials. And so we just wanted to create our own universe and, you know, do a little world building, expand it past the, you know, what's the longest sketch on Robot Chicken?
Yeah, I mean, our sketches are like maybe 4 minutes at the max, you know? That Emperor phone call thing we did was maybe 3 minutes long. But we wanted to do that for our own universe, our own characters, and that's really where it started. So Zeb and I just started sitting down and saying, if we had our own superhero universe, how do we turn it 90 degrees on its side and just deal with the mundane that's happening in this absurd world?
Is there anything you would compare? Not say you guys based it on anything, but is there like you were taking the characters, kind of comparing them to anything? Like inspiration, I guess would be the best way to say it.
It's just like a combination of, well, just growing up, like reading comics like the Avengers or JLA or just all these teams that also seem to hang out together or live together. You couldn't quite tell what was going on if the Avengers were in that mansion all the time. So that's kind of the inspiration is let's have a team, let's move them all into a house and just see what happens.
Yeah. And then each of the individual characters, you know, are kind of loosely inspired by other characters that exist, but again, turned on its side. So like our Black Saturn character, which I don't know if they talked about at all, but again, it's like, what if, you know, the millionaire parents didn't die and he got the weekly allowance of $60,000? What is that guy's personality going to be
got
like?
Way too much love as he was being raised. You know, what kind of tool would this man be?
Yeah, so that's the kind of stuff that we're diving into.
Yeah.
How did you guys get Bryan Cranston involved in the project?
We asked that ourselves every day. You know, it was twofold. When we wrote it, it was always talking about how we wanted a Bryan Cranston type. And we never had the courage to actually go up and ask him. He had done Robot Chicken a few times, so we kind of loosely knew him in that way. And finally, when we got the courage to do it, we sent it to him, and he called us back within 24 to 48 hours and said he didn't just love it, he wanted to make it with us. He didn't want to just act in it. And he just, you know, partnered up with us, and we just started brainstorming, and from that first phone call, it's just been like a love affair that's happened ever since. He'll probably tell a completely different story. But that's the basic gist of it, yeah.
Yeah, so that got us kind of cocky, and we, you know, went after Jillian Bell and Keegan-Michael Key, you know, and got them on board as well. It was great.
Yeah, so, you know, it's half, you know, the superstars that you know of today, and then half of just our friends who we like and goof around with.
Yeah.
You guys get a lot of people on Robot Chicken, like celebrities will come in and do spots. I love it. Will you have any of that with this? Like maybe have a guest villain or guest character coming in.
Our big villain of the
definitely.
season is Chris Pine. So that was fun to get, and very flattered to be able to use him. Jordan Peele came on. I'm trying to think. Our usuals from Robot Chicken, like Donald Faison or Breckin Meyer. Ron Perlman was on the show. We're utilizing our Robot Chicken connections to get the voices that we really want to do. It's been really nice.
Haven't worked with yet that you would love to?
That we would love to? I mean, I always say I want Harrison Ford at one point, but we'll see if we can ever get him. Yeah, that man's a difficult man to make do animation. Yeah.
The mumbling character, maybe that's what I always think Harrison Ford.
We get the performance. We would do it. We'd make it work.
Kind of a fluff question, but what superpower would you want? And not flying, because everyone wants to fly.
Serious or joking?
Both.
Yeah, now that you say that, both.
Serious, I would like teleportation. It would make my life way easier. What's your serious?
Well, like I said, I never was able to play sports when I was growing up because my coordination is just so bad. So I'd like the superpower to be able to throw a ball. more than 5 yards. That would be very cool.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you. See you guys in a little bit.
All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to our chat with Mr. Bryan Cranston, Jillian Bell, and the folks behind Supermansion. Definitely check that out on Crackle, coming out later this year. It looks like it's going to be completely hilarious, and I can't wait to actually sit down and binge watch the heck out of it. You guys can find us on Twitter, and that's at Nerd Appropriate on Twitter. Go to our Facebook page, which is /Nerd Appropriate on Facebook. And, of course, subscribe to our weekly show. And we talk to fun people about fun stuff, and it's free.
Yes.
So do that. Free is good.
Totally free. Thank you guys for listening.
All right. Bye-bye.
Nice of
They weren't?
Who's the biggest jerk? We'll take care of him outside.
Cooch, yeah.
Out of control.
Yeah.
That's wonderful to hear.